Is it beneficial in a rather harsh way that there isn't this huge hang-up with the past? In other words, the people who live in Alderney, if they've lived there basically since the war, a lot of them, and if the population that was there was removed, as what happened to a large extent, has that cut effectively? Because obviously anything that happens in Jersey, we get this very strong Jersey lobby. Oh, I'm a Jersey man, can't do this isn't the way we've done things for 10,000 years. Is that a feature in Alderney, or has that been broken?
I don't personally, I haven't noticed that. But I think in the next few days one would perhaps know, because there is a special day in Alderney called Homecoming.
Oh.
And where the occasion of where the community came back after the occupation. They couldn't come back in May 45 because of the state of deprivation that was damaged that was done to Alderney. They came back in December 45. So this year's a special. But I've not noticed that is particularly prevalent. What I've been told is that up until the Second World War, Alderney was solely an agricultural society. Effectively, it was one of the last areas where kind of medieval type strip farming operated, and St Anne's was basically a village where people housed their cattle and others, and they grazed on the open area called the Blay during the day. And of course the Second World War destroyed that, and therefore after the war all the land records were destroyed. A commission was appointed by the UK government. A land commission had to be established to work out who owns what land and so on, and all those arguments were aired. I think it took them nearly 20 years. And obviously a new system of government administration.
Of course, there were previous depopulations at the end of the smuggling 1820s, Alderney, Guernsey to some extent, and dare say Jersey. There was quite a substantial depopulation because the people could no longer smuggle in the way they had. So.
Yes, and of course, Mike, you yourself gave me some historical research that you'd done about the efforts that the British government had made to stamp out smuggling in Alderney in around the 1820s.
Only because it no longer suited the British government, I think.
And so certainly the record shows that those things happened probably pretty well around the time that they decided to build all the fortifications.
Exactly.
And so, yes, there are previous periods, but I've certainly formed the impression that that kind of historical link to that generation is not strongly there. Mm-hmm. What one has is people who migrated or came into the island very early after the war and established local families, and a lot of them with Guernsey connections. There's quite strong Guernsey connections, and some French connections too. And also a large number of people settled there from the UK. And of course there's a very large number of houses, second homers as they call them, which are not occupied for a large part of the year.
Homecomers Day is equivalent of Liberation Day.
Yes.
It's Liberation Day.
Yeah.
Right, I've not heard of it before. Again,
Homecoming Day.
Homecoming Day. It was funny because the events that take place, you had a literary week there, and they're quite well publicised. I must say, there's a machinery going on there which is trying to attract attention to things that go on in Alderney.
Yes, there is. There's a number. Yes, there certainly are. There is a States Committee working on the subject, and there are projects where funding has been obtained and put into promoting the key things of tourism, which is about heritage. And it's about the environment, it's about fishing, it's about sailing, walking, those type of outdoor pursuits. And of course, in Alderney, the efforts have been very, very successful, and there's great potential for growth as well. And that's certainly.
I want to talk to you about the wider political perspective, including all the islands, if possible.